Hey everybody, it's Invicta. It's time for a Random Run Day Greed Run Edition. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope you all had a fantastic start to your new week here. Just having the close off to another awesome weekend, depending on how you look at it. I always feel like Sunday is the end of the weekend more than it is the beginning of the week. You know, like Monday always feels like it's just the start of the new week rather than Sunday. Sunday is just kind of the sunset of the weekend. That's just kind of how my brain thinks. So here's your meme of the day, brought to you, and this is a good one, by Board Game Hoarder on the Invicta subreddit. Top thread was "My God," and then in the thread, they said to do something. There was a write up that basically said that they did not know that this could happen. If you don't know what's going on in the screenshot, by the way, basically it's when I used the drop command and then pick up a trinket, so I don't have to be forced to take Dry Baby in this instance, and instead it plays the animation of Isaac kind of hovering over everything while you're holding up the item that you pick. This works for pills, this works for trinkets, this works for anything, any pickups that you can pick up. So there you go. Thank you very much, Board Game Hoarder, and everyone who upvoted that one. Who we got going on today for a random greed run? We haven't done one of these in quite a while, and ooh, we got Kane. It's Curse of Blind. That's just super great. Veba for nice. Well, we got regular Kane, not tainted Kane, thank goodness. And we're starting off with Mom's coin purse. And no, he does not. Ooh. And no, he does not start with Luckfoot anymore. Which is a little bit of a shocker to a lot of people who, if you're used to regular Kane from the, oh my gosh, this is so much free stuff. If you're used to regular Kane from the original Isaac, from Flash Isaac, he used to start with Luckfoot, and it was amazing. It made pills just that much more exciting. But that was, for some odd reason, nerfed in Rebirth, and then, yeah, that was a total shock to everybody. If you want to see a really great reaction, talk about a throwback, go back to watch the very first Kane run that Ryan did, and look at his reaction on floor 1. This is where a lot of people found out, myself included, that Kane had lost Luckfoot. Go back and watch Ryan's reaction when he tries to. I'm pretty sure it's the first or second floor. He gets a pill in the boss room, tries to take it, and the result is quite funny. So it's one of the early episodes of Ryan's Rebirth video series, way back in the day, 2014. Good lord, man. 11 years ago, almost 12 years ago. So we got Eve's Mascara, which is going to be a fantastic item to start a runoff with. Kane does start off with very good movement speed. He's one of the fastest characters at the base value in all of Isaac. And Kane's good. Unlike Tainted Kane, Kane is actually a lot of fun to play. He's got a kind of a leg up in terms of gambling, and he's just all around a very solid character. Now, starting us on I don't think there's any way. Well, I don't know what this is. Okay. Well, we got placebo, and we have 4 pills here. Okay, something's wrong. We don't care about that. We're going to have to wait for a full charge here. Ooh, okay. Well then, hello, Mr. Tears Up Pill. My God. So obviously it's a little bit of a risk, but since we're not taking any items on this floor, and you might be wondering, why am I not taking any items on the floor? It's because it's Curse the Blind there, Poindexter. I want you to try to keep up. So because of that, okay, by God, again, the return to pin. We need to take a little bit more risk here to basically compensate for the fact that we're not going to be taking any items. Is it me or that shot from the Diglett move at like 20 times the speed faster than normal? My brain might be going. It almost tried to get us there. So we have a random Tears Up, which is going to be very nice for everything. I do want to go get the Soul Heart. I tapped it a little bit earlier than I was expecting. because we want to get a double deal. Now that being said, on only 1/2 heart, I don't know about this double deal. We may have to go for angel deals at this point, and that's not something I wanted to do. You can go for angel deals in greed by just simply not going into the double deal on the floor 2. It's just it's wild to me how different Tainted Cain is from regular Cain, and it all just goes like back to his passive. It doesn't even have anything to do with the bag of crafting, to be honest. Like, Tainted Cain is so bad. We talk about Tainted Cain when we're not even playing Tainted Cain. I think I am going to risk it and just not go into the double deal. It's not real. I mean, it's a risk, but not a risk, again, because it's Curse of the Blind. So, yeah, hopefully we can see our items next floor. We go on to last week's question of the episode, coming in from the Hide the Pain Herald episode. This one was written by Kurt Norman 8139, who said, question of the day, what do you think of an item like Trinket Smelter that allows you to smelt beggars and machines? If it existed, what would you like to see it do? I don't know exactly how it would work. Like, if it would be something similar to if you see a demon beggar and you use your spacebar item, then it consumes the beggar only. But what I would like to see it do, if it did that, if you did it, it would be cool if you not absorb any of the properties. I think that might get a little too imbalanced, but it would be nice if you could just preserve them, right? So if you had, let's call it I don't know, it's just another box. It's like kind of like a moving box, but for beggars. You can pick them up, and then when you're ready, you can unleash them all and drop a ton of beggars down all at once, or you can pick ones up, or just have it queued up and then maybe touch them, and then it would summon the ones that you want to summon and keep the ones back in the box, or clown car, or whatever you want. I think that would be awesome. That would be a very neat way to play judgments, in order for you to preserve a judgment for when you don't have, let's say, hypothetically speaking, let's say that you see 2 demon judgments that you weren't able to play early on in a run, right? But then you get either a Queen of Hearts, or you find the womb room or something like that, where there's just a bunch of red hearts in there. Drop those bad boys down, and all of a sudden you got 2 devil deal items, or at least a chance at 2 devil deal items. That is cool. That's way better than seeing a demon judgment, not being able to play it, and just moving on, right? So you're utilizing parts of the game that are designed to try to help the player most of the time. And allowing you to take advantage of those circumstances without having to make a decision that puts you in a situation where you can't take advantage of that at all. So I like the idea of being able to preserve that. I just don't know what it would be called, but that's what I would like to see it do. I don't think that if you had a Trinket Smelter or something like that, and it gave you the properties of a demon judgment, or just gave you stats based on what type of judgment it was, I don't think that would necessarily be all that great. But you can play around with it as well. Maybe if you did want to have some kind of absorption property of this item, the beggar smelter, or whatever you want to call it, maybe instead you could find some way to absorb a judgment, fuse with a judgment, whatever. And then that judgment's properties become Isaac's own, where, let's say, for example, you do the same example, you take the demon judgment, fuse it with Isaac, and then every red hit of red heart damage you take, whether it be self-inflicted or just any source, that would have a very, very small chance, but more than 0% chance to spawn a devil deal item. If you ended up, let's say that if you end up getting a regular judgment, I guess it's just pin all day, every day here. My God. Let's say that you got a regular judgment. Anytime that you would get hit, or maybe every time you pick up a coin, it's probably pick up a coin, you have a very small chance of producing one of those items from the beggar loot table. I think that's also equally interesting. Ooh, got a soul heart here. Remember, we are playing as regular Cain, so he's got to better than average chance of getting payouts. I don't know if the confessionals count as gambling though. So we did get X-rays. I'm looking for the secret room, and most likely it's going to be in the curse room. Now that we haven't seen it yet. Yep. And I'm not going in the curse room because that's just a no, thank you. So I think that would be neat. Every time you, let's say, if you fused with a bomb beggar, it would give you the ability to, if you pick up a bomb, it could pay out hypothetically with a bomb upgrade or whatever the bomb judgments do. So that'd be cool. And what would also be even cooler is if you could fuse with multiple of the beggars, and that increases your chance exponentially. And not like 1 by 1%. I'm talking about, let's say the base value starts at 1%. If you take a demon judgment, fuse with one, and then you fuse with another one, it goes up to 11%. That would be cool. So either one works. It's a great question. All right, we got to get some items here. I have not been buying anything. Ooh, picking up a coal. I've not been buying anything because there's just, quite frankly, hasn't been enough money for us to do anything with it. Not worth it. I mean, we had a basic HP upgrade on the last floor, and looks like this one's going to be no different. Although we do have Nun's Habit, which could be good. Double Soul Hearts, which is a very, very odd thing to see. Buy one key, one Yave. And leprosy, leprosy's kind of whatever. It gives you an orbital whenever you take damage, but it's a very temporary orbital that it does function as an orbital, but it also gets destroyed rather easily and doesn't deal a whole lot of damage. But in a bind, I guess if you needed an orbital, it's a play. May not be a sexy play, but it's definitely a play. So I'm gonna keep on rolling with these tiers upgrades. But we need some shot speed badly. And that's just the byproduct of us having Eve's Mascara. Is very limited range because of our very bad shot speed. But we just need, if we can get a good tier effect other than piercing. I mean, piercing's great. Full stop. Piercing's great. It's S rank, right? You want piercing so you don't have to worry about the front-facing enemies that have the armor, like the Knights or Mask of Infamy or whatever. But I'd like to get more. I would like to see a Jacob's Ladder. I'd like to see a Deadeye. Belial. Belial would be massive here. I mean, I would even take Spoonbender. Spoonbender would be amazing too. Again, Nun's Habit doesn't really bring me all that much joy here. Take one HP upgrade. There we go. So there's some shot speed. Movement speed. I feel like our movement speed is actually quite all right because we are playing as base Kain. Ooh. Diplopia could be interesting here, but honestly, I'd still rather stick with the placebo tears up pill. I know that sounds silly, but we do need a tier. We need more tears upgrades, like a lot more. So this combo is a good problem to have, right? If we get a devil deal here, we can get it for free. If there's a guppy item in there, we could even possibly get guppy if there's 2 or more in there. All we would need would be double guppy items, and then that would be it. Diplopia would ensure that we would get the guppy transformation. I wish I could get refunded for all the damage that I've taken over the years from just fissures. For people trying to say, oh no, they're not heat-seeking at all. Okay. Okay. They're so heat-seeking, they go around rocks to go after you. That's how heat-seeking fissures are. Temporarily, I'm going to use Diplopia for our Devil Deal or even Angel Deal. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting the Seraphim transformation. Get stuck on the corner there for a second, which is cool. You get Super Gluttony out of here. The regular gluttonies are honestly not the big of deal. The bigger deal than Super Gluttony is. And that is because of one reason. He fires the Brimstone shot to the front and to the back. What if we made an interesting play here? There's definitely a play to be made. Okay, empty vessel's nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Diplopia now. Take our free Tears Up pill. And then I'm going to get both of the Headless Babies. Empty vessel, and then we don't have to pay for Sack Altar. There we go. That worked out. Okay. Sorry, Succubus. You're just not what we're looking for here. Succubus is good. She's good in greed. I wanted to go for the I just wanted to go for the big time play. Big time play from Diplopia there. And now we have plenty of clearing power, and on top of that we got a whole bunch of soul hearts for essentially free. Thanks to the empty vessel payout there. So very good. Muy bueno floor. I like the idea of the beggar smelter. I think you could do some interesting things with that. I love when the mosh pit comes up with creative and interesting questions. I'm not gonna go for Play-Doh Cookie because you have to worry about the you gotta worry about the fire mind effect of it. We actually don't need divorce papers. I know that seems silly, but we have placebo, and we also have a Tears Up pill, so we will get capped on tears eventually. Might be one of the first times in history that I don't actually go for placebo. And with that battery pack right there, that's actually a lot of Tears Ups right there. Right there. We have Eye of Belial, which of course is going to give us that piercing shot that we already kind of had, but this one instead, after it pierces the initial target, it will turn into those round circular tears, and then be heat-seeking and deal double damage. Now, don't know if you noticed or not, but our damage is already in the double digits, and you double that, and you got even more of a higher double digit. That's how multiplication works. So dealing 26 damage to things behind the initial target is pretty powerful. But you know what? We might be capped on tears. Are we capped on tears? I guess Eve Mascara... I didn't know that Eve Mascara put a hard tears cap on that. Interesting. Well, even more of a reason for us not to have taken divorce papers. If we were capped, I would have been very upset, and we would have also wasted 15 cents. I am going to take range. And it might be the first run in history where I passed up a tears upgrade for a range upgrade. Look at that. Eye of Belial absolutely destroyed the other Black Dingle there. Then back up. Now that we have a little bit of range, we can utilize our incredible healing power. Oh, man, look at that. It's perfect range there for Lump of Coal, and Mr. Fred's super dead. Blast assist. Triple blast assist is not great. There we go. There we go. Black powder. I do like me some black powder. This will get us down to the empty vessel invincibility, assuming he didn't pay out here. He did. But we can still use the razor blade to get at least flying. And I am going to take black powder. And I think we just go for HP here. since we are capped on tiers, whoa, 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 whoa. Did we lose our tiers up? Oh well. We're capped on tiers anyway, so that's fine. We're gonna use the tower card in here, see if we can get these other bombs. Doesn't look like we are. Oh. Okay. Not bad. We could use a different active item now though. Sticky bombs are real bad, especially when they adhere themselves to a target that is running at you. I don't think the sticky bombs are really that great. Blank card. We get sharp key right at the very end of the run here, so not really looking for that. Sty wouldn't be too bad. Blank card would also not be too bad, except the chances of us finding an actual card that's going to help us are very low. Is very low. Pentagram, on the other hand, would be a nice damage upgrade. Definitely want to get the red. Definitely want to get the red skulls out of here. See black powder there. Black powder will draw a pentagram on the ground. We do a circle, usually, and it's very good in greed. You can create large pockets of the ground that will deal a pretty decent amount of damage to anything in there, flying or on the ground. There we go. It's just an impressive amount of damage. And it was greed that it was a greed run. I don't remember which one it was, but it was this year, I think. Well, it might have been at the end of last year. I don't quite remember. But there was a greed run where we ended up having to use black powder as our primary source of damage, and everybody, including myself, was impressed. It was really, really shocking to see how useful black powder is, and that was before the buff. Now black powder is definitely an item that you can easily consider to be a solid second option for damage. So we're going to have 32 cents here. We're just going to kind of try to utilize lump of coal as best we can. Both of you going in the same direction is fine. What I don't want you to do is go in the opposite direction simultaneously. Of course, we have to get a little bit of help from the clown physics there. The only way you can hit us, Dark One. Got Maw of the Void and Shade, which is not great, but it would put us down to permanent. Flying with empty vessel. So I guess I'll take it. We take the pentagram, and there's some shot speed. Never thought I'd be so happy to see shot speed. Another tower card. There you go. Enjoy, game. Oh my gosh, we finally get a golden chest to open. Okay, okay. Hey, now, come on now. Hang on now. Notice how our bomb is now a Mr. Mega Bomb. That is thanks to black powder. Wouldn't mind getting the screw just for the sole purpose of the shot speed. But our shot speed's not terrible right now. It's okay. More. We could try to go for a crawl space here. I doubt we'll get one, but okay. Well, we tried. There's a tin of rock in here. Good floor. Very good floor. All right, Kane. Let's see if we can bring it home. And that, yeah, if you're wondering why that fire exploded, that's another new feature of black powder, is that it makes all fires explode. Now, why did we need that? I have no clue. Oh my gosh, Deadeye with this build, holy moly. Yeah, this one might get out of control here. Get a Hierophant card and a Sun card, which is not going to help us, but hey, thanks for the effort though. Definitely want to deliberately ruin this Golden Heart though. But Deadeye plus Eye of Belial is just going to make this run even more powerful. And it goes all the way back to when we picked up Ys Mascara on floor 1. I mean, it's just that good. It gives you such a solid foundation for a damage-oriented run. It's just there's just no BS involved. You've got just raw power, Ys Mascara. It does hurt you in some aspects with the DPS because of the terrible shot speed. But as you see in this run here, it's not that hard to overcome. Yeah, this one's already pretty much cooked here for the game, and I will take it. Movement speed really isn't that fast. Doesn't matter. Yeah, as soon as the Maw of the Void is just the setup there, it just softens them up, and then when the Eye of Belial tears kick in, it's just that much better. I actually legitimately think that we don't have a better. I think our better run is through not having Brimstone. I'm gonna take Eye of Belial for the damage upgrade though, just because we do have the damage multiplier from Ys Mascara. Stapler, yeah. For damage, we don't need. I don't want to drop our shot speed anymore, so we don't need the HP, and we certainly don't need the tears. I mean, we need the tears, but not like that. A little bit more range. And we could go ball of bandages. Oh, come on, game. We need 3 cents. We have the Golden Heart. Wait. We need 1 cent. You are so lucky. I mean, yeah, I am prepared to destroy this Golden Heart, but I just wanted to see if we didn't have this, what it would be. And yeah, our damage is now 30.6. That's pretty good. All right. So we probably should get rid of the Golden Heart, unless we can no-hit Greed here, which is definitely possible, but unlikely given the Whirlwind hitbox. My God, look at the size of the tears there. We are launching entire planets right now. One of those instances where he caught us right at the wrong time while we were trying to turn around and take out bombs. Those bombs happened to be close enough to be a threat. Then he shot at the same time. There we go. Down goes Greed. Good run here for regular Kane. Very happy to have to have played him today. So thank you for watching, everybody. Shout out to Kane, and also shout out to Ease Mascara. It was a good example of what a solid start for a foundation. When we're talking about the foundation of a run can be built off of, and Ease Mascara is just one of the best to do it. So thank you, everybody. Have a great start to your Sunday. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and supporting all my videos. I really appreciate it. Keeps the channel going, and just lets me know you're still happy with everything. And thank you. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to patrons of mine like Mason Haggerty, Marcus, Relat01, and Dingle Bungus. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Invicta.